All rise for the Honorable Judge Foodie.
Welcome to the most prestigious food court on the internet. My name is Judge Foodie. I have a couple jury members with me today. Today we have Mr. Mario.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going pretty good.
Good to hear.
I admire your water bottle, the hot dogs.
Yeah, big fan of that hot dog water.
That's disgusting.
I don't know, man.
Keeps you refreshed?
I apparently am not very good to it. So
No.
No, it's all scuffed. I drop it all the time.
It's like leaning. Looks dented.
Maybe you need
It is
you need a
very
hamburger
dented.
bottle.
Maybe it'll stand better.
Yeah, there you go.
We also have Mr. Nick Boyle.
Hello. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you for asking.
Is it very well or very good? I think I'm good.
It's well.
I'm doing well, I think.
I think I'm good with you
Listen,
saying
that's
good.
socially acceptable. Like,
Okay.
people say good all the time.
Okay. You know what's not socially acceptable?
What?
Your attitude right now.
I believe that.
Okay.
Well, speaking of bad attitudes, we have quite a few matters to attend to today. I think the first of which, like, we're in the middle of football season now. So my first question, because I was thinking about that, and me and my wife have an ongoing discussion about this. Do you guys prefer going to games live or watching them at home?
I'm going to watch at home for sure. It's just too hot, sweaty, long. I don't know.
agree.
Maybe
That's
it's
what she
because I
said.
don't have. Maybe it's because I don't have like a favorite team. Like I don't have a team I'm
That's fair.
rooting for. But
You're a big fan.
For the Jags, I would say absolutely. I wouldn't hate going unless we go to the box. Like that's a cool experience.
Are the boxes air conditioned?
Yeah.
All you can eat, all you can drink.
That's yeah.
For a Bills fan, going to a Bills game is an experience. The tailgate's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The tables.
It's
that
like
you
its
drink
own
through.
thing.
Right. But honestly, the opposite there, it's freezing cold.
For like most of the year, right?
Yeah, for a good portion of the year. From
Yeah.
like
At
end
least
of
half.
October
Probably,
on.
yeah. I was gonna
More than
say
half, yeah.
that's probably the same where I'm from, Minnesota.
Yeah, I
Except
like
our stadium's indoors.
I like watching at home. Cozy, get your snackies.
Yeah.
I always make a feast for
I
Sunday
feel like
football.
I have an excuse usually to eat really poorly.
Yeah.
For game
Okay,
days.
hang on. Before we get into snack food, Nick has these portions on Sundays like his feeding day.
It's feeding.
It's a
Day.
refeed
He's
day.
got like
is
a
what I call
trough.
it.
Just tell him the Chinese food order that you had.
Ooh,
that one
Chinese
Sunday.
food for game days a little
or Taco
little
Bell.
aggressive, but
Or the Taco Bell.
I've done
order.
it.
Taco Bell's
I've
good.
done it all. So the Chinese food order is always
Write this down.
sweet and sour chicken,
solid.
General Tso's chicken,
The best.
chicken and broccoli,
Yep.
3 chickens, a lot of protein.
some house special lo mein,
Okay. Yeah.
some boneless spare ribs, the appetizer.
Wow. You do have a big spread.
It's not done.
It's chicken fried rice.
Okay.
Sometimes pork fried rice. My wife prefers chicken fried rice.
Okay.
Dumplings. And
Chicken dumplings, I presume.
however they come, steamed
Steamed pork is my.
steamed dumplings.
What about egg rolls?
The egg rolls come with it.
Okay.
So that's a part of it. And if they have it, the Chinese donuts is what.
Those are the best.
Dude,
Cream
and
cheese wontons are missing on that list, but I forgive you because
But
the donuts are.
let's not lose sight of what he just said. This is his order for one sitting.
2 people, 2 adults.
Yeah, and it's like
Leftovers, I assume.
It's a smorgasbord fun. Imagine like you the
Right. You get a
plate,
little bit of everything, which is awesome.
and it has its quadrants.
How long does that last you?
At
you guys
least 2
finish
days.
it? Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. That's
because
better.
it's like you get it so that you're eating it at like kickoff,
Yep.
and then you lay down on the couch,
Yep.
and then at like the 4:25 games, you're like, I could kind
I
of go
could
for
go
some more
for-
sweet and sour chicken.
That's right.
And you get up and you have a whole nother plate,
That's
but then there's
brilliant.
enough for tomorrow's lunch.
Yeah.
So it's
You
Yeah.
said an expression. I've had a dispute with my fiance over this. Smorgasbord?
No,
Smorgasbord.
it's
bored.
bored.
It is
Bored.
bored. Yeah.
With
Did
a
I
D.
say?
Yeah,
Did I
okay.
use a G?
You
Does she,
did.
Does she think it was G?
Yeah.
I think I.
She uses a G, and I like really let her have
It's
it.
supposed to be a
I
D.
was like, do you even speak English? But then I realized, did I get it wrong? But I got it right.
Yeah, I think you're right. I
Okay.
said it wrong.
You did.
Yeah, so you got to do a game day spread.
I fully agree. We're a big fan of making our own nachos. That's one of my favorites.
Dude, nachos is a lost pastime.
Yeah,
I feel like
agree.
it's.
I made
people-
nachos for week 1.
Nachos is a 90s snack.
So another question, since we're going down this or that paths right now.
Okay.
With nachos, I'm a really big fan of the melted, like shredded cheese.
Oh, you have
I
to.
do not like the queso nachos.
Really, I do both.
Both is fine. Yeah, I can live with both.
So like when I make them at home, I almost rather have them at home because when you get the nachos at a restaurant, you got raw chips at the bottom.
Yep.
Yeah,
You can
At
make
home,
them right
you
at
layer
home.
them. Like you don't even layer it. You just put out a big
Yep.
sheet, and like each chip is the ultimate bite.
Is this before the spare ribs in the General Tso?
No, these are separate days.
That's breakfast.
He does honestly. General Tso's chicken on nachos does not.
That
sound
sounds
bad.
great.
Chinese
we do,
food nachos
That
would be
sounds
amazing.
pretty good.
We pretty much do an Italian. My parents
An Italian spread.
host the Bills games for us. Like we have our NFL ticket, but we go over there and watch as a family.
Here in Jacksonville.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We all live here now, and we always do. My mom is like too fancy. She'll put like a charcuterie out,
Charcuterie is
salamis,
clutch,
prosciutto,
though.
cheeses. There's always my
I
dad
love
makes
that.
pizza. It's like an
Man,
Italian feast.
you guys
dude.
have good food.
No, it's really good. Right,
I'm
and
gonna
this
have
is
to bring Hannah over.
before dinner, and then we'll have like pasta or cutlets or something.
That sounds like an amazing day. You guys are my people. Wow. when it comes to game day, like this is exact. So I found a list online. You know those like colored overalls people wear at college games?
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
big at Minnesota.
Yeah,
University of Minnesota.
they're called game bibs, and I guess that website put out a tier list of the top 10. They did 10 game day foods. So I'm gonna
Ooh,
read
I'm excited.
their top 10 from number 10 down to number 1, and I want to hear your thoughts. I don't like the list very much,
Okay.
just off the bat. So
Is
I'm
10 the
curious what you
highest
think.
or is 1 the highest?
One is the best. 10 is the least best.
Yeah,
Are
you
we
didn't-
blind?
You didn't catch that joke. I just said is 10 the highest or is 1 the highest? 10's obviously the highest number.
I did
But-
miss that joke, and I
yeah.
really should have gotten
It's
it.
okay. It
Yeah.
went over your
It's
your
okay.
wig.
Are we doing blind, where we have to just put them in order, and then
So
if
I'm
we're
going to read
stuck,
their
we're stuck?
list. I'm going to
Okay.
read their list,
Okay.
and you let me know if there's anything missing or what you'd move around.
Okay,
Gotcha.
so
'Cause
worst
they
worst to
covered
best.
quite a bit of food.
Gotcha.
Okay, worst to best.
These are game day
Worst
foods?
to best. The one they missed one that I'm pretty sure we're going to bring up. So
Okay.
worst to best.
Game day foods.
Game day foods.
Okay.
Here we go. Number 10, the Italian sub.
Wow, at 10.
Number 9, pulled pork. Number 8, grilled buffalo wings.
Grilled? Stop.
I don't know why they threw in grilled.
What is it, vegan?
I don't know. Like I didn't realize we were living in communist Russia.
Exactly.
Right.
I thought we were American and
We
we
fry
fried
it.
things.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
neither here nor there.
Okay.
Number 7, chili.
Mm.
Number 6, buffalo chicken dip. Number 5, cheeseburgers. Number 4, nachos. Number 3, ribs. Number 2, hot dogs.
Oh my god.
And number 1, brats.
No.
No.
Okay. Throw the list
Right.
out.
When
Throw
I saw the
out.
list, I was like, there's no way this
No,
holds
you should
water.
put it's more like a big pile of dirt or something. That's how that sounds.
It's like, this is the order I thought of these things in.
Right. But
Right.
Most of those aren't snacks.
There are many things that were rated at the bottom half that should be swapped.
Was that a tailgate food or was it game day snacks?
It says tailgate food.
Oh,
tier
that
list.
makes
oh,
sense.
so maybe that's why,
Okay.
because
So-
it's mobile.
Yes.
Some of the
But
foods that are rated higher.
As
are
I
mobile.
was thinking
Mobile
about it, the
foods.
food
The
that I
food
would
walks.
associate with game day are kind of sort of synonymous, but I guess we're thinking tailgate here. So what are the things you would switch immediately?
So tailgate changes things. That's why they put grilled buffalo wings.
Because you can't.
You're not
yeah,
having a fryer.
mean,
Unless
you
you're
can.
unless you're in Buffalo in Orchard Park and you have people.
Yeah, I was gonna
with their
say
deep
I've
fryers.
seen it.
I get the pulled pork. Just get out of here.
I don't think it's that great.
Well, that was at 9.
But still, I don't see that
I
in
don't
my
even-
tailgate.
I
Who-
think
who are you
pizza
pulling
should
your-
be
are you
on the
are you
list.
at the tailgate pulling your pork?
Always. That's how you get ready. I think sub at 10 that makes sense. I like it there.
I don't like sub at 10. I like sub in the
Higher?
top 4.
Okay.
A sub to me sounds like a bad gathering. If you go
I would
somewhere
not
that
pick
has
a
a
sub in a lineup.
if you go somewhere at like what's a party or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, we have a sub ring," you're like, "Oh,
Okay, hang on.
Like, cool,
Let
you
me
went
stand
all
up.
out.
Can I
Yeah.
stand up
Thanks
for
for
the
the
sub?
cold bread and the cold meat."
Can I
Like,
stand up for the handheld? Let me stand up for the sub.
Yeah.
Oh my
tell-
gosh.
It's not just like freaking boar's head turkey shredded lettuce. We're talking about an Italian sandwich. Italian sub, right?
So it's just several different types.
It's just
of
Don't
still-
say it's
it's
boar's
still
just.
cold
Don't
cuts,
say it's just.
lettuce and cold
Madonna,
bread.
how dare you? If you showed up to my house and I had a beautiful
versus
beautiful
a rack
Italian,
of ribs.
I'm picking sandwich over ribs every
You're
day of the week.
insane.
Yeah.
I have soft teeth. How dare you?
Can we?
I can't pull that meat off the bone very well.
How do we get this guy off the jury?
I don't know.
We're gonna have to use one of our
to
preemptory
prove that
strikes on this guy.
Either he's really biased or
Right.
something.
Well,
Which
okay.
starting to think that, but
So
Okay, how about a tuna sub? You're still putting
get
it
out
in.
of here. No, get out of here.
Oh, nice warm tuna sub.
Look,
It's the Italian meats that you're dedicated to.
I'm taking off.
Italian is like one of the best subs, so I
Yeah.
give you that.
It's the best sub.
I'm taking
Fair.
off the pulled pork for me. Is what I. And
Okay.
yeah.
But
That's
we're
what I'm
taking it off or rearranging the list.
Whichever. What are your thoughts on chili? Because I think chili is a really great both tailgate.
I put
and
chili
just
at
football.
9.
At 9, you think it's at 9?
I agree with
don't
I agree with Nick. I put chili's a great option, but chili's no one's like excited for chili.
Maybe I don't. I
Dude,
think I'm getting old.
I get it. I get why they're putting brats and hot dogs up at number 1 because
Because
It's easy.
grilled.
The
It's,
most-
you're just
yeah.
you can
Right.
toss a cornhole bag with holding your brat.
Yeah.
You're not holding your bowl of chili. You're like, oh, let me put this down, and then you're taking a bite of your sub, and the tomatoes hitting your shirt. Nobody wants
Here's
that.
the issue with the chili. You go to a tailgate or a football game at someone's house and you see chili, you're thinking, oh shit. This is gonna be the snack and the meal. This is it for us. We don't have this isn't like an enjoy it during the game and then also surprise, we're making chicken marsala later. This is the meal and the snack. Chili's both.
They just make 3 gallons of chili. It's like, this is your food for today.
Yeah, like they opened Hormel. Is that the brand?
Yeah,
Open
yeah,
up a can.
Hormel, yeah.
Shout out.
I don't accept that.
This is
You
not
gotta
an
make
this is
it
not
at
an
least.
ad, but I'm just saying it's like
Not a sponsor.
chill. Can I get some saltines at least?
To
to
me,
make it-
on a really cold day, which we don't have here, but up in New York and in the Midwest,
Yeah.
it's like chili and cornbread and maybe some Fritos to go with it.
Oh, God, I
that sounds
love
great.
It's not bad, but as
It
a
is good.
tailgate game day
No.
food,
I wouldn't put it above number 5, but I do like it.
I think
Okay.
I'm going. I think I would put burgers at 1.
At one.
Yeah, I agree.
Then I would
Burgers at
put-
one.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and then I think hot dogs and brats are the same.
Exactly.
They should
And
be they
sausages.
should be the same number.
Any wiener shaped item
Yeah.
that you can stuff into a bun. That should be on.
That
its
should be
own
its
list.
own. That should be its
Yeah.
own. Like they're all the same.
Yeah.
Like hot dog, brat, same thing. So I'd probably put that at 2. I put ribs at 3.
Look, don't sleep on the sausage, man.
I think
Italian sausage on a nice bun.
It's
I went
good.
to.
I have my own preferences on some
Yeah.
of these things, but I think what you guys are saying is, I think that tracks. I like nachos better than those things, but it's hard for me to
You're
argue that
sitting
they
down
should be
and
higher
eating
on the
nachos.
list.
Can't eat
Exactly.
nachos at a tailgate,
So
dude.
I'm
You're gonna
not
be the
gonna
creepy
argue for them
serial
to be
killer in
any
his
higher.
trunk.
I think what you guys are saying is pretty dead on. So
Yeah.
even if I have my own preferences,
And I made
I'll leave my bias at the door.
I made ribs for game day last week. I made ribs, smoked some pork
I'm
belly
actually
burnt
making rib
ends. It
Sunday.
was good.
I
Pork
did-
belly burnt ends are legit.
Can I just show you something? I went to Fenway for Yankees Red Sox game. Rep the Yankees.
Yeah.
Look at that sausage.
Yeah,
See
it's
this?
great.
I know we're showing a picture on the
That
podcast.
is one honkin' sausage.
It was the best thing ever. Sausage would be
With
is like
peppers?
with
Yeah, right?
peppers on the top. It is so enjoyable at a tailgate, man. I'm making
Yeah. It's
that.
good.
I'm making that 1B. Burgers are 1A. Sausage is 1B.
I can
Okay.
yeah.
Put some chili on there if you want. I'm just kidding.
If you're gonna make ribs, what I did this last week.
Do you do wet or dry?
That's what she said.
I smoke them.
That she
I
does.
smoke them dry and then wet for the last 30 to 45 minutes.
Whoa.
That's how most people do them. I like dry all the way.
Really?
I like a challenge. You know
Oh
what I'm saying?
boy. You're
Yeah. Just a lot of heat and friction there.
30 to 45 minutes of dryness.
What I did was they're called party ribs. You cut the rack into individual ribs, so that way it gets.
So you cut them and then put them back on.
No. You start them cut raw,
That's wow.
and then
okay.
the rib gets
Crispy. I'm
crispy
guessing?
all the way around, not
Yeah,
just at the
okay.
top.
Hang on. So you you did party ribs for just
For me,
yourself?
yes, a party of
For
one
myself.
rack of ribs and
Dude,
some pork
I
belly.
give you credit. Like
burnt
you do it.
ends.
Like I get lazy. I'm like, oh nope. I'll just have something that gives me sustenance. It's just me. Boil some chicken.
No, we
You're
had
crazy.
ribs, pork belly burnt ends, Publix chicken tenders,
Oh my
Whoa.
gosh.
You're lucky children.
and I got some mac salad,
Wow.
red lobster muff rolls.
The
You didn't go to
cheese
Red
biscuits?
The cheese biscuits? No, I made them. They sell the mix. It was great. All of this was being made, and I've had it for like 3 days.
Wow.
Fantastic.
I guess that works.
Judy would love you. Not
Yeah.
literally, but she's a leftover queen.
Yeah.
So this actually leads into my first Reddit story that we need to make a very important decision on.
Okay.
So this is from a subreddit called Am I the Asshole?
Love this one.
And we were talking about tailgating, which is essentially pre-gaming a football game. So this one's called Am I the Asshole for pre-gaming my wife's dinners?
Oh my God, yes.
I'm assuming the wife does not know how to cook.
So here we go. Since we got married and moved in together 5 months ago, my wife has simply not made nearly enough food for me. This is not a kind of situation where I'm constantly agitated at her for incompetence or anything like that. I would be more than happy to microwave a burrito. I would be more than happy to whip up a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but I can't. My wife has, every single night of our marriage, done the same thing. She'll make me a tiny dinner. I'm talking like a Chinese chicken salad with 30 grams of chicken and 10 leaves of lettuce arranged fashionably with dressing. When I finish eating, I'm still hungry because for a 230-pound man who works a physical labor job, it's not enough food. At first, I tried to openly communicate with her, but she always took it horribly. She would adopt a 1,000-yard stare and then begin talking about how incompetent she is and how she can't even make her husband a proper dinner. I'd try to calm her down with, "Oh, honey, that's not the case. I just eat too much," or "Don't worry about it. I can make a bit more." I try to be overwhelmingly positive. It never helped. She would just always get incredibly disappointed in herself, cry, and take it out on me. Then she would make the exact same amount the following day.
Boy.
Lost my spot. After the communication route failed, I tried to eat her dinners as is. It's become hard to sleep at night due to hunger, and I lost 7 pounds in the first month.
Not bad.
Eventually, I figured out my own system. On my way home from work, I started swinging by a fast food restaurant and getting myself a burger.
Dangerous.
I would basically pregame her meals with some more calories. I figured it was a win-win, as what she doesn't know can't hurt her, and I could have my fill of food. I would eat on my way home, walk in the door, pick at the salad or quinoa or homemade mac and cheese she made, compliment her for her delicious cooking, and later dispose of the wrappers discreetly. 2 days ago, I was on my way home and in line at a drive-thru. My mother-in-law was coming out of the restaurant. She ran over and greeted me. I asked her in a humorous way not to tell her daughter where she saw me because she'd take it badly, and she agreed. But then she narked on me anyway. I got home to a furious wife who demanded details. When I provided the truth, she got extremely angry and looked legitimately hurt. I'm not good at handling confrontation and feel like I betrayed my wife in some way. Was I wrong here?
Can I start?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So he did everything.
I think I need to deliberate on this a
Yeah,
little bit.
he did everything you'd think he'd need to at least attempt before we completely call him an asshole. So he brought it to her attention. He is a bigger guy. He is hungry. I hate to tell you, man, but it sounds like your wife's trying to put you on a diet because you're 230. Are you 4'9"?
That's an angle I did not
So
consider.
Yeah.
you think she is?
I think she's conniving. I think she's doing it
Wow,
on purpose.
That's insane.
So
So you're gaslighting him.
him now, yeah. So
Wow.
here's
You're
my
crazy, bro.
solution. The solution is no, you don't stop for fast food beforehand. That's awful. You say,
Right.
babe, I'm really hungry after. I'm a big guy. I need to eat more. And you snack. You got to have snacks in the house. And eventually, she will say, you know what? Maybe I'll just make a little bit more so we can have more than one small portion. Or she'll watch you snack in front of her. You don't go to fast food before.
I guess that's not a bad point because like if he's told her, hey,
Right.
this isn't enough, and then she keeps doing it, what's her angle?
Because he implied that he told her several times. And, like, part of this is, like, so the issue here is he was deceiving his wife.
Yeah.
Like, I
He's
don't
cheating.
I don't know if it's
His diet.
in a way it was a little, it's like cheating on her meals. But, like, he's doing it to avoid conflict. Like, there has to be some element of, like, she needs to either be understanding when he eats more or accommodate him.
Or he could just take the reins.
That is
He
true.
could just say, hey, look, I'm going to cook tonight.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
be like, well, see, this
That's
is a big
solid
portion.
plan.
Meal prep. If you don't have time at night, hey, Sunday we're gonna cook a bunch of food. Then you got 3 days worth of food.
Or bring home dinner.
But what does she expect of the guy? He's 230, and what is he, a construction worker?
Yeah, that is a little delulu to
Delulu?
Sorry,
Yeah.
the scientific.
So the cool kids
no,
say.
the legal word is
What year were you?
delusional.
What year were you born?
I identify as Gen Z.
I
There you go.
hate so much about the way that you choose to be.
That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's a little delusional to think. Like, has she not been around men? Like, we eat kind of a lot.
Hey, don't lump me
generally.
in with the big
You don't
eaters.
eat a lot?
I try to portion control.
Yeah. He takes leftovers home that would be like the server's like, you finished?
The less you eat, the better you feel.
I don't necessarily think that's true.
That's not
but
true. I eat till I'm nourished.
The idea is that you got
That's
to
fair.
eat until you're
Yeah.
no longer hungry, not until you're full.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And
That's
this
the
man's
secret.
going to bed hungry, which is probably not healthy.
No. No.
But I think going to fast food to, like, why not eat more at lunch?
I was just gonna say, eat a big lunch.
I mean, even if you are hungry, like you said, like, what's wrong with snacking afterwards?
Right. She'll get
Like,
pissed.
you could do
She'll
that.
get pissed at that too.
For the record, they've only been married 5 months, so this definitely sounds like I've only been married for 5 months problem.
Yeah, but how does this
But
not
at the
get
same
addressed
time, though-
before the marriage?
Well-
Hasn't she seen him eat? Hasn't she?
That's a good point.
the moment you say this isn't enough, that should change it, no?
So what
To keep
she's
doing
doing
it seems kind of...
it's one of those things where it's like, rather than, I don't know. I've noticed that some people, when conflict comes, they immediately make themselves the victim rather than thinking about the person who's like bringing this to them. So rather than responding and being like, "Hey, I'm seeing your needs here," her immediate response is, "Oh, he thinks less of me." Like they go very internal.
Yeah,
with
he
it.
never said the food sucked.
No, he says their food's really good.
Yeah, just
Apparently,
make more. What does she think? She's in the bear? She's got to demonstrate it on a plate, make it look nice?
And I don't
Right.
know what's
You
going
could
on
give
in her
me-
brain where she feels like guilty for not being able to.
Yeah, what
wife
happened in
correctly,
her
or
previous relationships?
maybe it's her parents. That could-
But for the
We're
point
diagnosing her now.
for the point of it though, like the guy, like the husband should just be more direct with it.
Right.
Agreed.
To be sneaking fast food
Yeah, that's a no, man.
is just a bad idea.
Look, I'm not married
Just
yet,
figure
but
it out.
that's cliche. Men don't do that. Women don't like when you sneak around and eat food when that they haven't
I
prepared.
don't think
for.
anyone likes.
It's
when you
about
do that,
well, they're both trying not to make the other one upset,
for sure.
and by doing that, you're gonna allow each other to go in the wrong direction, and that's gonna ultimately come to both are upset now.
I
Right.
agree with
This is like a classic Jerry Springer type
classic.
dilemma.
So, from what I'm hearing, we think that in this story, everybody is in the wrong. Is that kind of
Yes.
where we're at?
I think so.
Just
Even the
make more
mother-in-law.
food. Who does? Who makes? What
Or
kind
he
of
could just-
It's a small
sociopath?
problem.
He
but
could
it's
just
going
eat
to lead to bigger
less.
things.
He could be more in shape.
Wait, so first of all,
I
we
guess
don't.
we don't know if he's
Again,
7
we
foot
don't.
tall or not.
Yeah, right. We don't know that, but also we don't know the portion that she's serving him. He makes
That's
it
true.
sound like he's in
We're
prison.
taking his word for it.
Right.
Yeah.
But also, is she only preparing 2 portions worth?
But
That's
if
pretty.
you think about it, it's not even a food problem. It's a communication problem. Like
Right.
the food is like hardly even that important in this.
well,
If he wants more food and he's asking for it, and she's like, she can't hear him.
Still not doing
that's
it.
an
Right.
issue.
Yeah.
it's gonna be like what's that movie? With the kids at fat
Uh,
camp.
Finding Nemo.
No,
Finding Dory.
Heavyweights, which is a great
Heavyweights.
movie.
Heavyweights, great movie. When they hide the snacks.
Yeah. Like the bedposts
Yeah.
and stuff. Great movie.
He's gonna start
I
doing
love
that.
movie.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So
I
do
think
we sentence them? Like, what do we do?
That's a good question. Man, I don't know if it's serious enough. I think they just need some marriage counseling, to be honest.
Okay. So it gets thrown out of court.
Probation.
Yeah, something like that. All right. So, you guys performed really well on our Guess the Restaurant segment last week.
Last week,
You're
yeah.
You're both 1 for 1. So I got another Jack spot, and I'm going to. The name's not in here, so I am fairly confident that you're both going to get this, but
Okay.
we'll see. So this is a Yelp review by Brett G. And
Oh, good,
it was
good friend
made
of Brett.
4 months ago. Yeah, you guys know Brett.
Yeah, good guy.
All right. This is my first review ever. That's how terrible this was.
Oh no.
Worst pizza ever had in our lives. Worst pizza we've ever had in our lives. We had to wait 25 minutes for our pizza to be ready and completely soggy with pools of brown liquid in the pizza box. And we ate it direct from oven in the parking lot. The prosciutto had an off color and a bad odor and taste. The mushrooms tasted like canned. The sauce was meh. The minimal cheese had no pull, so I guess it was a cheap cheese. The dough was so spongy it made a squishing noise when biting it. It was so gross tasting. The staff were nice and we felt awkward to go back and return it. But now, with the bad taste left in our mouths and stomachs gurgling, we wished we did.
That's it.
That is it.
Okay.
It's short, succinct, but I think there's some key details, and I'm pretty confident you guys can both get this.
I have a guess that I think it is, but then I have a guess that I hope it's not.
I'm pretty sure it's the one you hope it's not.
No way.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
it
you go
is.
first.
Let me tell you both. I would say Milano's because I have had similar experiences there, but then I hope it's not V Pizza.
I think it's V Pizza as well.
It's V Pizza.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna
You know what gave it away?
credit you for that.
You know what gave it
The
away?
prosciutto.
The prosciutto.
Oh,
and-
for me, it was it's soggy, the brown, like underneath the pizza. Like
I mean, that is something every pizza place can be subject to, but they do kind of do that a lot.
now, in V Pizza's defense, this is not New York style slice.
No,
This is
it's-
Napolitan pizza.
Right.
Napolitana. You're gonna have it with a fork and a knife in the middle.
Yeah. Really?
You're not. Oh yeah. You don't.
I did not know that.
It gets squishy at the bottom. You can't pick it up like a slice. You usually fork and knife it.
Right.
See, I've had V Pizza where
Really
it was
high-
a little bit floppy, but like I could still pick it up and eat it.
It's
fine.
meant to have more gluten in it, so it's floppier.
Have you
I
been
did
to
not know
Have you been
that.
to Italy?
No, clearly.
the pizzas in Italy are that style of
Do
pizza.
I look cultured to you?
They're that style. Well, have you been to Olive Garden? No, they're that style of
worked at Olive
pizza. You work there?
I worked at Olive Garden.
I like Olive Garden.
Pizza was not like that.
Quite the experience.
They don't have pizza there, do they?
I wouldn't recommend it. but
Microwave
yeah, they
pizza?
do. It's, yeah, no, so V Pizza, we've had a couple like okay experiences. I've had a couple really good experiences, and then I've had a couple not so good.
I've never had a bad experience. This guy needs to be slapped across the face with a soggy pizza.
When I looked at the reviews, it was kind of distributed like that. It
But
was like,
they don't
there
know
were a
what
bunch of
they're-
good ones.
Dude, they don't know what they're getting. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's not, and they kind of say that on their menu. They kind of explain.
I wish I had
it's not
known- 'cause,
normal
Like
pizza.
I even consider myself pretty well versed in that stuff, and I didn't know that.
Because if you get V Pizza to go, it comes. Have you ever gotten it to go?
Mm-mm.
It comes with the instructions on how to heat it up.
Oh,
Because
How
when you
to
get
eat.
home, they're like they expect you. They're like, don't eat it when you get home. Put it on a pizza stone and put it in the oven.
Like re-crisp it kind of thing.
Yeah, because that's the type of pizza.
do you guys
is.
have a pizza stone? I gotta put that on my
No,
register.
I
wedding
have one.
That's a
registry.
good
That's
idea,
a
though.
beautiful piece of equipment.
You know
No,
what's really
I should get one.
frustrating about a pizza stone though? If you get excess flour on it, it'll burn and then be stuck there.
Oh, I don't
I
even.
did not know
It's
that.
kind of frustrating.
I've never purchased flour in my life. Is that
Like
for?
like baking flour
I've never baked.
or all-purpose flour.
I don't know. I
Like
bought
in all your
flowers.
years of life, you've never.
I've
purchased
never
flour.
purchased flour. I've never
Wow.
baked.
All right,
Well, you use flour to thicken sauces.
I don't thicken anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
it's boiled chicken.
That's what Judy said.
She didn't say that.
Overall, we like V. I'm assuming we think this guy's.
He's
probably a
good,
little
man.
Crazy.
This guy, what he described is he wants a
had
a
different
nice solid
expectations.
slice.
And to say like the prosciutto tasted bad and the mushrooms were canned,
That's
like, just not.
I think he's just doing that because
Because he's a
one thing kind of.
he's a Weenie Hut Jr., as Nick would say.
that is what I
Weenie
would say.
Hut Jr.
Now let's a bigger topic here. I'm sorry, but I'm Italian. I've been to Italy. New York style pizza is the best pizza in the world.
Right.
When
the
done
best
right,
pizza.
I think it probably is.
You go to New York City and you have a slice, walking around a to-go slice
like
at a place,
Sbarro,
like at a Sbarro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Local.
Local New
joint.
York pizza joint.
New York slice.
It is the best pizza in the world. The best. Nothing changed. It will make you feel nice and warm down in your
That
plums.
makes me want to have pizza tonight for dinner.
in your plums.
I think I might get
It
pizza
does.
now.
I think I'm gonna get pizza too. Papa
It
John's.
does sound really good. I like Papa John's. Don't.
Better ingredients, better pizza.
I really
that name
can't
out of your
do
mouth, brother.
the fast food pizza.
oh,
I can't
dude.
do it.
What is
my-
fast food pizza to you? Like,
Uh,
where's the line?
So
there?
that's a good question. My buddy Mike doesn't know what fast food pizza is.
So I would say Domino's, Papa John's, Marco's. It's all fast food.
Yeah,
I
pizza.
think
fast-
Papa John's.
It's called fast
no,
food.
I can't make this argument. Never mind.
Dude,
I
have you-
retract.
Have you guys had Jets?
Jets is
No.
Jets
it is
is
fast food
awesome.
pizza.
It
but
is
that
awesome.
Detroit style is it? It's
Yeah,
that's
it's
Detroit. Style,
Detroit.
right? It'll put you on the couch.
I like-
it's heavy.
There's a place in Nocatee called Bronx House Pizza.
I reviewed
Bronx.
them. We got. I think if I went back and got a different pizza, I would have enjoyed it more.
Wait.
We got the Nocatee pizza or whatever. It had like a white sauce and chicken.
Had,
I
like,
want to try.
Did
the
it have
red
like
sauce, the
money?
red sauce
It had
I
like dollar
had
bills and like change on
golf
it.
carts.
Golf
Yeah.
carts.
I got the they have a pizza there. It's I forget what it's called, but it's ricotta cheese, normal, tomato sauce,
See, that
mozzarella
sounds
cheese,
good.
and then it has bacon, jam, and pepperoni.
Oh,
It's
and
too fancy.
basil.
I should order
That's
that.
such
So
a
good.
knockety
I feel
pizza.
like such a
And the
loser
dough's like
for
this
not ordering
thick.
that.
Ricotta on a pizza, I don't.
And like they put cheese in the pan because it's Detroit style, so it's like this thick. And put cheese in the pan, it gets crispy on the edges.
Yeah,
It's so good.
Detroit style gives you a little bit of depression in the cold months.
we
Little bit of oil
we liked
taste.
that place. It was a little more expensive than
It
I
is.
think we were
It is,
expecting,
yeah.
but the quality was there.
Yeah.
Fast food pizza is like there's no seating. It's just to-go pizza.
That's fair.
Yeah. So
Fair enough. Is like
Papa John's,
this
Domino's.
is a local place, but
Pizza
does
Hut.
Biggie's fall into fast food?
No,
No.
that's a
No.
pizzeria.
Okay.
Yeah.
They serve it to you. Yeah.
All right.
No one at Biggie's on Beach Boulevard is probably over the age of 16.
I've noticed that.
It bothers me a
Yeah.
little bit. I'm like, you're
I've
serving my
noticed that.
pizza? I
Yeah,
don't-
it's like
yeah.
you can't even drive.
Is there enough? Is there enough
You
Riz
can't
in there?
handle a pizza oven.
They're like, yo, here's your Riz. They don't say yo.
Yeah,
Bro.
Yo is a 1990s.
They say, brah, here's your pizza.
I should honestly apply there because that's how I feel inside.
Okay.
Yeah, you feel 16.
Yeah, I feel 16
That's
again.
good.
This podcast is brought to you by Farah and Farah. You know, it's interesting. Car insurance commercials tend to focus on the simple fixes. A busted windshield, a banged up bumper. What about the human damages like pain and suffering? Farah and Farah's accident attorneys won't let big insurance forget about your pain. For a fair fight, you know who to call. All right, next story. Speaking of 16-year-olds working the register.
Weird transition.
So it is from a subreddit called Tipping, and the title is "I chose not to tip at a food truck.
Here
Am
we
I
go.
the asshole?"
Okay.
I went to a food truck place. I'm assuming like a food truck court. I typically
Is this
Two,
local, Evan?
no. This
Okay.
is just some guy.
It's
on the
Judge
internet.
Foodie.
Judge.
I
Sorry,
typically-
Judge. Your Honor.
Your Honor.
I typically tip a few dollars for these places, but I like to tip exact amounts to round up to the nearest dollar and put in $2 or $3. I was trying to navigate their POS screen and blank me running if it didn't start off at like 20%. Oh, that's a curse word. Okay. And blank me running.
First
if
time
it
reading?
didn't start off at like, yeah. If it didn't start off at like 20% and up with no way to customize the amount. I asked if there was a way to customize the tip, and I was told no, so I clicked no tip. I felt a bit guilty about it, but I was so irritated that the bottom tip amount was 20%. I typically do tip around 20% at restaurants, but food trucks seem a bit high priced anyway. It's fun food to get occasionally, but I don't tip more than 15%. Honestly, I don't feel like a big service is being provided. I place my order, and then they call out my name. My bill was like $18 for 3 fish street tacos. I was going to do like $2, and it didn't let me, so nope, they got nothing. Maybe I was being petty, but not having a customized amount is insane to me. Is this man the asshole?
I don't think so. I can't justify
I
the
agree,
food
I
truck.
agree with Nick.
I understand with the food truck's angle because if you remove the custom tip option and people are going to be inclined to tip, you're going to win more than you're going to lose because you're going to get nothing
That
less
is
than 20%.
probably true.
And so you're willing to take that risk and just have it be no tip, or you must give me the best tip people think about giving as the best tip to 20%,
Yeah.
right? So
I feel like starting at 20% is greedy.
Well, let's think about what is the tip. You go to a restaurant, you're paying for the service.
Right.
You know that the servers are making like
the food truck's
$4
not
an hour.
there's no
Agreed.
service.
The entire profit, except for what, overhead, right? Whatever they have to pay to make the food, is going directly to the owner of the business.
I mean, when you go to a restaurant, your tip doesn't go to the chef.
Right, it goes to the server. So that $18 for 3 street tacos, after they pay off their expenses, let's say it's $4 out of that, they're pocketing all of it. So
Or splitting it between some of them will give all their tips
right,
to their
but it's
cashier
essentially
person,
but it's
a lot of
essentially like
them
a
split it.
bonus, right?
Correct, it is.
Right. So, and the alternative, I can see, okay, you're tipping because they're making your food directly, they're doing everything for you. But he's got a point. Like they're not. You're
But
calling. your
that's
name.
why it's more expensive.
Right.
Because it costs less to operate a food truck than it does a restaurant.
Right. They got.
You have less overhead because it's only 1 or 2 or 3 people maximum. It's more expensive. The margins are larger.
The
So
food
what do
truck
you
is
need
better
the tip
served with
for?
a tip jar than people would tip. Like if you're not asking for it, People be like, you know what, this guy's at a food
But
truck.
I kind of like the food trucks. I like the thought. I like the angle. Look, it's either you're not going to tip me because most people won't, or if you want to tip, you're going to have to give me 20%.
You leave the jar out. You make it a mystery. Let people think this guy is an ex-felon.
But
He's
the
trying to
problem-
get his life together.
the
He's got a
problem
People
food
with
truck.
steal the tip jar a lot. on food
That not
trucks.
only that, but also when the tip
Well,
jar
tape it.
is empty, people sometimes think,
Hmm.
should that be empty?
Put your own money in it.
They're
Because
like-
now they're thinking
judging
like,
the
is
service
the food
already.
not good?
Here's what you do then.
Is
you,
it not tip
you
worthy?
You gotta
count-
throw in a hundo.
You counterfeit money and you keep the fake money in there. And
I
the
swear,
next thing you know,
this
you
is
can
the
just counterfeit money.
best
You don't
tip.
have to do your food
It's a
truck.
real thing. That's why tip jars a lot of the times
They'll
you see
shove
them.
a 20 or something.
Well,
in
they're
there.
just never empty.
yeah.
Because you want to look like their food is so good that the tips are overflowing.
Gotcha.
It's just such a dumb mentality, but it's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Like it is.
It's like
it's
like
what works.
the idea in a restaurant where you when they call up to make a reservation, like we're booked. It creates a false
Demand.
Then you,
demand.
then you go there, no one's there.
Right.
Like, what? This is a McDonald's.
Like,
So I don't think
No.
so this is
I think
Chili's.
the customer's definitely not the asshole.
He
And
wins.
no.
He wins the case.
I don't think the food truck is either. I get their idea, but I don't think the food truck needs the tip. So that's what having the option having.
So you don't think they should provide a custom tip option?
I disagree with Nick.
I don't hate that part.
I disagree with you
I think
here.
the customized tip is no tip.
But that's
that
just
is
hurting your
That is customized.
just
You're
put,
right.
put a thing out there that says tip, and then underneath it you could say suggested amount, just for idiots who can't do math or don't have a calculator on their phone, so that you have, oh, this is what 20%
But
would be.
I think that makes sense for a restaurant because the expectation is to tip. But at a food truck,
but
there's
food
no
trucks
expectation
aren't
to
restaurants
tip.
now. Wow,
They're not a brick and mortar.
how dare you?
Are the
Oh,
owners not people either, Nick?
yeah,
Nope.
geez, what is a people?
Yeah,
A purple.
I don't know.
but that's what I think. I think I think the food truck's making a calculated decision to.
Now,
if you want to customize a tip, just leave no tip.
now the food is usually pretty good at a food truck.
Right.
So if you
Depends where you go.
Yep.
I guess what he means is the expectation is it's supposed to be better.
No,
Yeah,
I'm saying like
well,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
true.
but
Well,
you-
better's it's
Usually-
supposed to be more crafted.
Yeah, I usually have really good experiences at food trucks. I've had really good experiences at food trucks.
You said you disagree with Nick. To what capacity do you disagree?
I disagreed with the fact that the food truck is in the wrong for not having a custom tip option. For only giving those three options of tipping, I assume it was 20, 25%. I'd say 30%. I say have a tip option just as any other place would, but have it open. Let people tip. Like, I think it's pretty skeevy of them to say, oh, you're either tipping us or you're
It's
not
either
tipping us
20% or
or
nothing.
nothing. Right. Like, come on, man.
I think that's fair. So make your decision. So then
It's a
tip
little.
nothing.
I think it's a little manipulative. So
Yeah.
I could go in between though, because at the same time, it's just like.
But to be upset,
it's a tip. So it's like you said, it's already like an added bonus in a way for a food truck. So it's like.
but for the
is it
customer to be
wrong? I don't
upset
know.
that they couldn't leave
Right, yeah.
less than
It's
20%.
like, don't
He's a
it's kinda
giving.
like, just don't be
his
so
mom
sensitive.
was Mother
Like-
Teresa. Okay, he wants to be a good stand-up citizen.
It sounds like it kind
Yeah.
of.
Because, like the food truck is basically saying to you, if you don't want to leave me 20, leave me nothing.
Which is stupid. What do you work for the food truck now?
But that my point is that doesn't make the food truck the asshole. That makes the guy who's upset he couldn't tip less than 20% an asshole.
yeah, sure. The food truck is not an
and
asshole.
it's not like they guilted him for it, or it's just like whatever.
no. It said
Right.
they mowed him down in the truck.
Oh, I missed that part.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So I mean, if we have to make a decision, at least my vote would be the customer's the asshole. Do you agree or
Oh,
disagree?
no.
I actually
don't think he's.
neither of them the asshole.
I don't think neither one
But
is.
I thought we don't have to make it. So it's just a hung jury.
Because we said everyone last time. So
Oh,
I,
I
think,
guess you're
I
right.
think neither
Yep.
is fine.
Okay, so then
There-
if I
he
don't have
wins.
to choose, I say neither.
He's not
as well.
guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Neither it is.
Neither.
All right.
Neither.
Neither.
Hither there. Hither there.
What? Are you warming up?
I would say hither.
All right. Speaking of, I got nothing. All right. Next is a Yelp review, and it is from a restaurant in Boston called
Boston.
Baston
In
called
Boston?
Toro.
Taro.
Heard of this place?
Love Taro. Good people. Good food. A lot of places to park.
You're pretty good at.
Yeah, I'm
Do you
pretty
pick
good
any
at
of that
Boston.
accent up living in the Northeast?
No.
it's
I
just
live in Buffalo.
practice.
Buffalo's like Minnesota mixed with New York. Yeah,
It's a good comparison.
it is.
Actually.
It's like Midwest mixed with New York.
All right. So here's the review. It's from a gentleman named JL.
What is it?
JL. It's the
JL.
initials.
Oh, Justin Limberlake.
Yep, that's it. We went on a Thursday night, and the place was packed, hot, and noisy. It's all caps.
All caps.
Tables are tight, and people are practically on top of one another. Not good if you're worried about COVID.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
what year is this?
Why are
post?
you there then? Why are you out?
11 months ago, so that would be beginning of
January.
or
End
end
of
of
no,
2023.
Yeah, which is a little far after COVID. Anyway, we requested to move outside to get out of the chaos. The weather was nice, and they were accommodating with our request. This was a good decision, and we could actually have a conversation. We ordered 5 small plates of various tapas or tapas. Is that how they would say
Tapas.
it?
I think it was
Top.
tapas.
Tapas.
Hey, we'll get tapas and Sam Adams.
For 2 of us to share. Everything was tasty, but very small portions, which makes sense.
Yeah.
That's called
That's what
tapas.
happens.
Tapas. At an average of $20 per plate, we felt it was a bit of a rip-off for what we received. Drinks averaged about $16. The food was not very filling, and we still felt hungry afterwards. We ordered churros for dessert. They were served warm and tasted
They
good.
should call Brett.
They were,
Is that the guy's name? The husband?
Yeah.
but they were doused by too much chocolate syrup. I'd suggest they put the chocolate sauce on the side as it took away from the taste of the churros.
Okay.
This is missing part of the review that I put in, so I'm salty about that. But the end of the review is they were pissed because it was $175, and they tacked on a $3 wellness fee.
What? What is what? You
That's
mean
the
goodness?
new-
You mean
no.
goodness fee?
That's
So
the
I had to
new-
look this up.
That's the new thing because the restaurants are now giving their employees health insurance and all that kind of stuff. So their
and we
basic
got to pay
human-
for it?
their
Is that
expenses are higher,
taxpayer?
so it goes through the consumer.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so $175 for 5 tapas,
Tapas.
some churros, and a couple
Is
drinks.
this on Yelp?
Let me go.
Yes,
Let
this
me
is a
take
1-star
this.
review on Yelp.
Let me take
To
this.
me, go ahead, by all means.
They got to work harder. They got to make more money. And where they're going is not very good. No. Come
Should've
on,
just went to
guys.
Wild Burgers.
Yeah, there's a Wild Burger down the street. Johnny's there every night. How are you going out to dinner in Boston? We don't know where, but it's a tapas restaurant. You should know ahead of time that you are going to expect to pay more, okay? A $16 drink is normal for a nice restaurant. You should look at the menu ahead of time.
That is the exact same position I
Is
have.
this guy never been out
That's
ever
why-
in the world?
that's why I-
surprised at all the prices.
That's why I asked about Yelp, because if you are
It is Yelp, yes.
capable to use Yelp to leave a review, you're
Right.
also capable to use Yelp to check on the
This
prices
line
of
of
the
logic
food.
is
Also,
pretty
let's
good.
dumb it down a little bit because these people are from Boston, okay? You get a menu, and I'm guessing there's going to be a price next to the dish that you might want.
It's not a surprise.
Can you do quick math? Honey, what's 20 times 5? $15. Okay, we'll do the tapas. Come on. This guy's an idiot.
So I think it's a little insane. to
What's the
give
name
him
of
a
the place?
1-star. It's called
Toro.
Toro.
I'm going to look it up.
It sounds good. And I think for how much he was like, yeah, the food was good, but he still left a 1-star review for being surprised at the price, which to me, like you guys said, is insane. I get that he's a little miffed about the wellness fee, but if you're already spending $175, it's
Dude,
kinda
this
like,
place looks amazing.
But at
It's
the
so
same time,
fancy looking.
the wellness fee is like, you just got to accept that. That it is what it is.
I mean, you don't, but you cannot patronize that place. But at the same time,
but you can also not patronize the place for their prices. But you
For
know that
sure.
beforehand.
It's in the heart of Boston, in the South End. It's a beautiful place. Like, come on, man. You can look at the place and know this is probably on the pricier side.
And even if you don't, like you said, you could look at the menu and be like, oh, this is too expensive. See you later. Like, you can walk up and leave
Right.
if you see the prices.
This food looks really yummy.
But that you don't have to leave the comfort of your couch to know it's going to be expensive.
Right.
I don't know why they're dinging them. Yeah. I have strong feelings about it because it's like, if that's the crux of your review, the food was good, but we paid too much, it's kind of
Then
ridiculous.
file a report with
No
the
complaints
greater
about the
greater
service.
business
Don't order- then
with the
don't
greater
order that
greater
much.
business bureau.
Right.
Don't go. Like, if
Don't
it's too
go. Just
expensive,
don't go.
don't go. Don't go and then pay and then complain that you paid. Like, that's
Right.
weird.
That'd be like if I would understand if this person who is JL was going to McDonald's every day, and every day was $1 cheeseburger, and then the next day he goes it's $3.99.
Yeah,
that's where
whoa.
you're like,
That's where you complain.
What the heck?
I'd be like, listen, Limberlake, we get it.
Yeah.
We understand. But no, come on, man.
Justin.
You can tell he doesn't go out because he's shocked that people are sitting in a restaurant 3 years post-COVID.
It's a busy restaurant.
I feel like
People are
sometimes
tight.
people on Yelp feel an emotion and they're like, I need to act on this. And then they'll,
Listen.
like, he saw the price, felt angry, is like, I need to respond.
I've never done a review. The only time I would ever do a review is a private company email to like Panera. Hey, I got this sandwich and someone took a shit in it. And then be like, oh, I'm so sorry. We're going to send you a gift card. You know, something like that. Like Starbucks gave you there's a thumb in your food. Something like that would compel
Or the
me.
wrong coffee, or the coffee too
right.
late. Yeah.
Something like that would compel me to reach out. But I'm not going home and tattletelling on the restaurant. Who's got time to do this?
Hopefully that's buried by 5-star reviews.
Are you making
That one I think was.
Are you making change by that review? What is your purpose of that review? Are you going to
I don't
detract
know.
someone? Let's not
Because I
go
don't
there.
think someone would read that and like they might understand. Yes, this place is expensive, but I don't think they'll think, oh, it's not a good restaurant. So it's not very
to complain
helpful.
about the portion size and the price at a tapas restaurant.
Yeah.
Just
right.
from the beginning is you're just wrong.
Right.
You're setting your credibility at a very low bar.
Nick
Yeah.
and I went last year for a work trip to this restaurant in Miami. I can't remember the name of it. It was Asian fusion, and it was very pricey.
Mm-hmm.
We actually 4 of us used our entire per diem on one dinner, and
I respect that.
it was incredible. There was wagyu, wontons,
They had, like
and
sticky ribs that were
it was
so
so
good.
we each portion of the food was like one each, maybe 1.5 each. But we got McDonald's later that
Yeah,
night.
we spent $80 at McDonald's later.
That's a very
Actually, we
it's
got
a very Judge
40
Foodie
nuggets,
move.
and they forgot the sauces.
But you know what we didn't do is
Can you
go
believe
on
that?
Yelp and say, "Oh, it was so busy,
Right.
it was so pricey,
We waited 12
we
minutes
had to get
for our drink."
McDonald's."
Right.
No, the food was
You
great
went
and
in
it cost
expecting,
money.
Right.
Yeah,
I was actually, it was cool to have to get McDonald's after. Can you remember they forgot the sauces?
yeah, it's unbelievable.
You were so mad.
40 nuggets, no sauce.
Those nuggets kind of need the sauce.
Yeah,
I still ate like 12 of them.
Oh yeah, I would still eat them.
Yeah.
No one else did.
I'm not too cool for McDonald's.
Yeah.
All right, next Reddit story is from r/mildly infuriating.
Oh
That's
no,
the
here we go. A
subreddit.
lot of
Okay.
caps.
Actually, there's just a few.
There you go.
My wife thinks it's completely fine to go to a sit-down restaurant at 9:51 when they close at 10. We had a sitter for the kids last night, so we ate at home, and then we got out the door to catch a movie as soon as the sitter got here. It was a pretty long movie, so we were both really hungry again afterward. She was craving pizza from one of our favorite local places that was only a 2 or 3 minute walk, so without even realizing what time it was, we started in that direction. Well, as we came through the door, I could see the place was completely empty. They closed at 10 p.m. and it was 9:51 or something. My wife could see that I was wanting to leave, but she was being really difficult, and I hate having arguments when we're in public, so I went along with it. She's done this before at 20 to 30 minutes before closing times, but never this late. All I can say is it made me feel really uncomfortable. I've never been a server, but I could tell from their faces that they were really f***ing annoyed. And of course, she had to order one of the specialty pizzas with all this extra shit on it. Once the waitress left, I only somewhat jokingly said, "They're going to spit on your pizza." She could sense the sarcasm in my voice and asked what my deal was. I explained to her how I was uncomfortable going into a sit-down restaurant when it's this close to closing time. She was upset by this and got really defensive and said it's their job to serve customers until the stated closing time. She said if they're open, we should be able to dine there. I tried to explain that the staff probably wants to clean up and go home, and it's just common courtesy not to barge in right at the last minute. What are your thoughts?
Here's what I think.
I'm going to cut that out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if there was a
DMCA?
silence there, you guys know what happened.
Yes, trying to play closing time by Semisonic. If it's a sit-down restaurant, the staff can say, "Hey guys, we just kitchen closed. Like we close at 10. That's to get things, but it's 9 minutes to close." So she's kind of in the right to go in there before they close, but the kitchen can say that they close. The husband's an asshole for just have your wife's back, man, and then later on you can bring it up. Don't make the spit comment. First of all, you've encouraged them to spit in your wife's food, but also like just
Wait, it said that he said it loud enough for the server to hear it?
I think so. Oh, just for
once
her.
the waitress left.
Oh, okay. I've had we've gone to what are those, Blaze Pizza, my buddy and I, and they're mopping up with 20 minutes, and that's a really fast, efficient way to get pizza.
Agreed.
And they're like, looked at us, and he's like, "Are you guys open? Like, what's going on here?" And they served us. But that's like a fast food place.
Yeah.
If it's a sit-down restaurant, I mean, you got to have some parameters here. But I blame the staff. I blame the kitchen staff.
You blame the kitchen staff, Nick? What do you think?
Who's seating someone and being like, our kitchen closes at 10. If you get here at 9:30, sure, but we can't serve you past 10. Like, that's what I would say.
I think it's kind of tough, right? Because the people who are in the restaurant as employees at 9:51 are not the people making the decision on whether they can serve them or not.
Okay, you don't think they have communication with the
The
back of
host is not going to make that call.
The host is not making that call. The owner of the restaurant's probably not there. If there's a manager there, the manager's going to let them in. Unless the manager just doesn't, most of the time the manager's going to keep the restaurant open. That's just how it works.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've had experience where people have come in at 1 a.m. when the kitchen closes at 2, and they come in a full party of 20 people.
That's pretty intense.
Is that beat-ups?
Yeah. And it's just like, I couldn't be mad about it. It is what it is.
One's pretty.
That's an hour, though.
My general rule
But is at 1 a.m.?
I only come in at a time where I know I can finish my meal before the closing time.
Closing
I actually broke that
time.
rule this past week. I accidentally
sing
stayed
it.
at a restaurant that closed because it was Monday Night Football. They closed at 9, and I think we were there till like 9:20 because I just genuinely, until they started like putting chairs up, I was like, oh shoot, because we were already paid out, and so we're like, let's get out of here. But
Where were you? Can you tell us?
Jerry's Grill.
Oh, I had the chicken tenders, by the way.
Yeah, you liked them?
Amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
They're
We're going back.
huge.
Then. We're going back. Yes.
They're huge.
They're
And
gigantic.
the omelet, remember the omelet we had?
So we
What
gotta
is
go
this
watch
called?
football.
Or I
there.
had?
You, me, and Judy and Hannah gotta watch football.
Let's do it. It's Jerry's Grill. It's on Atlantic, right next to where I used to live.
It's just this little sports bar, but their food's surprisingly
It's
good.
all locals. It's weird.
Yeah.
You walk in, they all stare at you like, why are you in our place?
That is
Yeah.
kind of the vibe, but you just ignore that.
I'm always way overdressed. Like last time I went in there, I had a jacket on, like just a zip up jacket, and they were like, "Whoa, this guy's
Whoa.
wearing his sleeves."
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. But I genuinely or generally will not go into a restaurant unless if I know I can't finish by like their closing time because I don't like staying past.
Yeah, no. I mean, I get that, and I think I agree. But at the same point, you can go in and 10 minutes before it closes. If they seat you, then if you're the server, I think the person who's upset is the cook or the chef. The server's going to get paid more money now because you're not going to leave at 10 p.m. anyway.
Yeah,
Unless
but
you're the food truck
was there
guy.
ever a time where you're like, I don't want to be here?
Well, yeah, of course.
So like,
Yeah, I
You
get it,
kinda do
but
have
I
to
don't make
think
that. I
about-
don't make the. If that's then like the restaurant it could close at 5 p.m.
so this is like
and
that
you're going to
same.
complain. The complaining would be, well, I came in at 4:51 and you close at 5. You'd be like, you have 5 more hours to serve like every other restaurant. Like that like the logic tracks the same way.
So this is like that whole, and maybe it's just because the way I am, but you know when people like don't bring their carts at the grocery store back to the cart corral and they'll be like, it's their job to get them. That's how this
Yeah.
feels to me. It's like it's their job to serve us, and it's just I don't know if I'd go as far to say she's like an asshole or in the wrong here, but I'm not
saying,
a big fan
and
of
I'm not
that.
saying it's their. I'm not. I think obviously not bringing your
But
cart
that's
back
the game.
is horrible. Like, come on, you can take. It's actually a really cool study about people and how they respect other people.
I believe that.
The study comes from just
I
putting the
wanna
cart
see that
away.
study.
Yeah, but I would say. Like that's different because there's no rule that says you must put your cart back. Your restaurant advertises you're open till 10.
Yeah, I agree with that. Again, I
So
blame.
like when is it too late?
Right.
9:45 too late?
Yeah.
9:30 is too late? 9:15 is too late?
And they
if-
were probably served and it
Look,
went fine. So I
look.
think your point about the husband, I think I'm
Yeah.
behind you there.
But here's the thing: if at 10 o'clock they have to have you out, you have to be out. It's on them to say, "Hey guys, we're open to 10." What that means is, if you're here
Kitchen
eating,
closes at 10 or
kitchen is closed at
We're gonna
9:45.
It doesn't, but that
Clean
doesn't
up
mean
at
it doesn't
10.
mean your doors are locked at 10 and everybody
Correct.
inside must get out.
Right, but they could say, "Hey
Means
guys,
you
sorry,
pretty much
kitchen's
stop
closed."
serving.
And no,
Right.
it means the expectation is if you come at 10:05, I'm going to tell you it's
We're
closed.
So if you
Yeah.
come at 9:59 and you're seated,
It just depends who you catch, I guess.
I think kitchen is closed down. They're not making anything past 10.
Right.
So at 9:59, you get that order into your cooks by 9:57. and they tell you we can't.
And most of the time, what the servers will say, and you've probably said this to people, is, "Oh, I'm gonna be here anyway. I'm gonna clean up and do side work."
Yeah, I mean, you have to be there anyway.
Most of the time, as a
Who
server,
cares?
you don't care that much.
That's
Or
why
they
my
can
point
say
is
you
the
can
cook's
take it
got
to
the
go.
power.
You can take it
That's a
to
fair
go.
point.
We'll make it, but it's got to be to go.
Yeah,
obviously.
that is probably the way I would tell if I was the manager or I was the owner. Look, if somebody comes in past 9:45,
Yeah.
tell them it has to be a to-go order.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like that is a meal and money that you probably don't see very often, and that's a blessing.
And if it's a small
True.
business, you're probably welcome.
You're right. The owner's
Yeah.
probably like, this is why we close at 10. See?
Right. I mean, if you pull through the drive-through at McDonald's and it's breakfast ends at 10:30 and it's 10:28, they're gonna say, "Here's your breakfast."
Well, that's not a good example because there's a number of times where I go through drive-throughs that are open till midnight and it's 11:40 and they're like, "Sorry, we're closed." That's just a shitty drive-through.
So
service.
I am okay with his, like, I actually think it's funny. They're gonna spit on your pizza comment. I think that's hilarious. But
yeah,
I
if
think
it's private.
I agree. If with the amount of resistance he's putting up, it's kind of like, just chill out, man. Like, it's fine. That the restaurant hasn't said anything.
Yeah, like
to you.
if
It's fine.
nobody said anything to
It's
you,
fine.
don't create an argument with your
You're
wife.
creating problems.
This guy better not. She should have said, "You know what? Fine. Your ass isn't getting any of this pizza.
Right. It's
like,
my
you
pizza.
can wait outside.
You go home
I'm gonna
and-
eat my pizza.
You go
Yeah.
eat those raisins we have in the cupboard.
Right.
That Chinese chicken salad.
Yeah, you go with Bert G and eat your Chinese chicken salad and quinoa. That sounds pretty good though.
Josh Lamborghini.
Josh Limberlake, Justin Limberlake.
All right, I got one more for you, and
Okay.
it's a spicy one. It's a Yelp review.
Oh god.
I actually am going to probably be using this guy's reviews somewhat regularly because he has some writing skills. So
Okay.
Okay.
pretty excited
Good
about this one.
storyteller.
Do you guys go to Orlando much?
Yes,
It's
actually.
often, but
So
Used to live there.
you know.
I'm pretty sure he reviews stuff around Orlando, and he likes Disney World and rates the restaurants at Disney.
At Disney Springs,
Have you been to Chef Mickey's?
as a child in the
That's
temporary.
what this is about.
I don't think I've
Okay.
been.
And he has kids, just for the record.
Is his name Mickey Mouse?
No, he's
boy.
just got a picture of that really fat Irishman from Austin Powers.
Fat bastard.
Yeah. And his
You
name
keep
is
your
Feast,
money.
Feastem.
I want your
So,
baby.
Anyway,
My baby
I
back
am a big fan of the way this guy writes, so
All
I'm
right.
going to follow him.
I'm
in his
excited.
reviews.
Here we go.
All right. So here we go. It's been a while since I've had to do something like this, and it saddens me that it must now be done to a restaurant at our family-loved Walt Disney World Resort. However, in the spirit of common human decency, I feel it is my duty to warn other innocent families of the impending disappointment and doom that lurks unassumingly beneath the neon sign of Chef Mickey's. Sure, as you approach the restaurant off the escalator, you may be fooled into thinking you're about to have an enjoyable and quality meal. But my friend, oh my dear foolish innocent friend, would you be wrong? Dead wrong. I would start by ensuring that I clear the name of the servers and characters involved in the night in question. They are henceforth absolved of any blame. The main reason that this is hands down the worst dining experience in Disney World. I must have cut that one off too. Anyway, we ate offerings from what I believe to be the former cook at the local Orlando General Hospital. The quality of the food they served me reminded me of the same taste profile and quality of food I begrudgingly put down my gullet during my week-long hospital stay. In fact, Chef Mickey's food would have been right at home on a rolling tray next to an IV stand. Nearly everything we ate was god-awful with zero redeeming qualities, but I'll do a rapid-fire rundown while stifling back my vomit as my brain, stomach, and taste buds recall the horrors of that evening. The 3 salads had zero taste. The potato gratin was very bland. The turkey was just okay. The prime rib was 90% fat and poorly seasoned. Then, as if robbing us blind in exchange for awful food wasn't enough, Disney couldn't take their score and make a clean getaway in peace. Nope, they decided to present us with a final FU, their dessert plate, featuring a stale dry tart with what tasted like store-bought applesauce, a tiny strawberry cake, and that you would lose in a blind test to Little Debbie. And for the grand finale, a small dollop of chocolate mousse on an Oreo. No, I'm not kidding. Now, if I strain hard enough and try to suppress my rage, I guess I could scrounge up a few positive things. Not sure, but here goes. The quality of gnocchi was pretty good, not too gummy, and it was tender. The sauce in it was just okay. Finally, the sauce on the salmon was probably, and sadly, the best part of the meal. It was tangy, sweet, and vibrant. Unfortunately, it rested atop a dry piece of overcooked salmon. Now, please keep in mind this place has the gall to charge $55 a person. Disney loves to turn you upside down and shake you until your wallet is empty, which I expect going in. However, I also expect some value in return. I wouldn't walk into a brothel, hand over $500, and get kicked in the cojones only to leave with a smile and a pair of magic ears. Well, Chef Mickey did just that, except I didn't leave with magic ears or a smile. I simply couldn't believe the poor quality of food that was served at this insane price point. With tip, I dropped about $140. I could have had a great meal upstairs at California Grill for that price. I guess one bright spot is they didn't charge for my son because of his age. Anyway, to make matters worse, the next day we ate another character breakfast at Topolino, and that was an absolute home run experience put forth by Disney. Everything about that meal was incredible, and it was $20 less than the prison food we ate at Chef Mickey. So do yourself a favor. If you're looking for a character dining, go to Topolino. If that's booked, go somewhere else. No, literally anywhere else other than Chef Mickey's, unless you want to pay a premium price to eat the food that was so bad I wish we prayed before we ate. I can't urge you strongly enough to skip this restaurant. It tastes to me like it's time to fire our boy Mickey if he's the chef back there putting out these plates.
Okay. First of all, he should pray before his food.
Yeah,
This guy's a douche.
He's a little harsh.
Listen, man, if you guys don't know, I love Disney.
Okay.
Chef Mickey's is a
didn't.
character breakfast or a character
Dinner, I guess.
dinner for designed for kids. It's a
Right.
buffet. Okay, he didn't
Oh,
say
it
that.
is a buffet?
It's a buffet.
Yeah, it's a buffet. That's why
Why is he complaining about a buffet
I'm
where you
telling
can
you,
get
man.
salmon and
he's talking about 18
he's complaining
dishes.
about that is an
Yeah,
important
he-
detail.
He might look like fat bastard if he's eating that much and it's not a buffet.
You're sure it's a buffet?
I'm positive it's a buffet. And the reason I say that is because I think I told you guys I proposed in a restaurant in that
You
hotel.
propose at Chef Mickey's.
No, in that resort.
That would be
Right?
insane.
Because it's like a little backstory
yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
going to share. But anyways, I looked into eating at Chef Mickey's. And the reason I didn't is because the price. And I was like, oh, it's a buffet.
Buffet's not that classy
You
for a
go there
proposal.
for right. No. This was just in general
just
that
in
weekend.
general, got it.
I said, no. This is a place for families. You're going to eat there because you want the characters. That's why you're paying all that stupid money.
It's for the experience
Right.
entirely.
But it's a
Right.
buffet.
and
You're
they're
not
probably just
5-star
trying to provide all that different
everything,
kind
man.
of food. It's not going to be
Yeah.
So to complain
I
about the
wish I
prime
knew
rib
that.
having too much fat, you picked the wrong slice, my
Right.
guy.
And the Oreo with the dollop
Pick
of
a better slice of
the
prime
Oreo
rib.
with the dollop of mousse on a tray of billions of Oreos
Like,
with a dollop of mousse.
I'm struggling to believe
Yeah,
it's a
he said-
buffet.
No,
Because
I
he
know
said
for a
like
fact.
plated
dessert
dessert?
plate.
I'll
It's
show
like
you.
it came with these three things.
Yeah.
No. I'm telling you guys, it's a buffet. Chef Mickey's is a buffet.
So I'm gonna look at when this review was posted because
I was there in May.
oh wait,
Did you just Google?
I went to the Google app.
it's like hey, what's the website for Google? So this was over 3
Chef
years ago.
Mickey at Walt Disney Resort serves a buffet meal for breakfast and dinner. Dinner includes all of those things he mentioned.
Okay, and because of how much you mentioned, I believe that it was a buffet.
Yeah.
So number one, what an idiot!
Yeah, no
he's
chance.
criticizing foodie
$54
picked.
for an adult.
It's like
That's
you
not
kind
bad. That's not for
for
a
a
buffet
buffet
that has prime
that
rib
has
and
characters
salmon.
and,
Yep.
and it's
No,
at
get
Disney
outta
World
here.
Resort. Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
with you.
$54 is no problem.
Even in some freak circumstance where he happened to go, he couldn't have gone during COVID. It was closed. Like
Right.
there's no way. It was a buffet. So he went. He picked out his own food. He picked out his own prime rib like a dummy. He picked out his own desserts. He's like,
There was
I
an
want that
Oreo
Oreo with
with-
chocolate mousse.
Then
and
get
then he's like,
17 of them, you idiot.
Right. Pile it together. Now you have
Good.
an
That's
awesome
the
dessert.
You know what? When you're paying that much for a buffet, you overeat.
Right.
This
is
is
like
the
the
time to be a
people-
dietitian.
it's like the people who complain about like the quality at Golden Corral. Like it's another
Right.
one of those Toro incidents where it's you know what you signed up for.
Right.
Right,
Right.
man.
Right.
And also, like, you should know, if you go to Disney World, you're not getting 5-star cuisine, okay? There's a
No.
couple of places that you're going to pay a lot of money for,
Aren't you-
maybe. But
aren't there places you're supposed to like Michelin star style food or no?
yeah, there's a few
There are a
places.
couple,
Mainly
and I
in,
know
like,
people
the
do
downtown
these like
Disney
the
area.
Disney blogs and talk about, but most of them look like it's more like let's see if we can happen to find something good at Disney World,
Right.
rather than
You're-
like, look at all this good food.
Right, you're paying for the experience.
100%.
Yeah. So this guy needs to go kick to the curb. Go to Universal Studios. All right.
I am
Get
curious
a turkey leg.
I honestly, I want to pick some more of his Disney reviews
Yes.
and compare them to your knowledge, because that detail
That's
changed the
huge.
entire
thing.
review for me.
He left it out strategically so that we would react to it. People would react to it thinking, "What? That's ripoff." The first thing is, "Oh, by the way, this is a buffet." You know what's really good?
I
The
picked
chicken
the fatty
tenders.
prime rib, and I'm mad about it. Like,
The-
how ridiculous!
The buffet food was really good. The chicken tenders and the French fries and the pizza, like mac and cheese.
I don't think I've ever said the buffet food is really good.
No, but I'm saying
Have
like
you ever been to Vegas?
No,
Right,
I haven't
Vegas
done. I've been to
was sweet.
Vegas, didn't do the buffet,
Oh,
and
jeez.
just from what you said, now I'm regretting it.
Yeah,
I
it's
disagree with
good.
you. Breakfast buffets, I usually say
Okay,
breakfast
so
is really good.
I
Yeah,
revoked
but
my
breakfast
statement.
food's easier to
Right.
buffet.
Right.
Dinner and lunch buffets are mostly misses.
Yeah. The salmon at the buffet that was sitting under the heat lamp
Salmon
for
is
hours.
a crazy choice.
Like,
Salmon
it
at a
really
buffet
is.
is
I'm like,
It
crazy.
really
listen,
is.
fat ass.
It's
you ate
overcooked. Oh, you mean because
turkey.
it's sitting in the warmer?
This guy ate turkey, salmon, prime rib in
Those are
one
not
sitting.
buffet picks.
Gnocchi.
Well, I mean, I'd choose prime rib, but I would say, can I get the one without all the fat on it?
Right.
Oh, because they cut it for you.
Yeah.
So, or
Not that one. Like,
yeah, you're like, no, not that one, please.
And, and it's not the guy in the goofy costume.
No.
He makes it seem
Goofy's
like it's a
not cut.
regular
What if
chef.
it was?
That'd be sweet.
What if Mickey was cutting his
Gosh.
prime rib?
Yeah. This guy, piss off, man. You don't deserve to be happy.
Well, that one was honestly
Death. That's
such
his sentencing is death. He lied.
I'm excited because he has a couple other reviews and they're pretty unhinged. And so now with some of this perspective, I feel like
He's lying.
these are going to be very entertaining because
Omission's a lie,
Man.
Judge.
How dare you?
I vote we keep Mario on the jury just even solely for, that
Disney,
amount of
right, yeah.
insight
I'll
that he
take it.
provided. But awesome. If you've worked in a restaurant or have a crazy restaurant story, please do email them to me. I'd love to read some fan submissions. It'd be
Stay away from Disney though, or we'll get you.
yeah.
Disney's
Mario will
not
get
paying
you.
me.
You can make fun of him for me. I'm not a big Disney guy. But send them to snacksonville@gmail.com. Just throw Judge Foodie in the subject line. I would love it if you sent me something because I'd be really excited to read them on the show. But yeah, how do you guys feel about just our slew of verdicts today?
Pretty good. Some of them are tough. This last one was easy, but
Yeah.
Last one was way easier than I thought.
yeah.
When's our free lunch?
When's our free lunch?
Yeah, the jury's supposed to get fed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna talk to some people about that,
Good.
and we'll
Maybe-
pull some strings for you.
Maybe get some chili.
Yeah, we'll get some
This is-
chili catered.
Cool.
All right, cool. Well, we'll talk to you guys
Peace.
next time.
Adios.